probably 6 years ago, a brother-in-law had seen an article that there was an auction up in Birmingham, and he wanted to know if I wanted to go over and look and try to buy a couple of shotguns. So I just rode over with him, had no intention of buying anything, and they brought out these jars, and I wasn't even listening really to what they were talking about, but what caught my interest is when the guy that was with the auctioneer says, I'm going to excuse myself from the stage and I want to come and bid on these. So it kind of piqued my curiosity, I guess. So I waited until they were about to slam the hammer, and I raised my hand up, and next thing I know, I'm proud owner of these two blue jars, and my brother-in-law is kind of looking at me like I've lost my mind. And
that happens at auctions. So you paid a couple $100 for them.
I think about $200.
And what have you done with them since then?
They're still in their original box. I bring them out every occasionally and show them to visitors, you know, show them my expensive blue jars here and put them back. That's it. They've been at my house ever since.
The first thing is they're glass, and it's a very thick glass.
Yes.
And this particular shape is called a bottle form. This kind of glass, this very intense, deep, dark color blue, was created in China during the late 17th century and early 18th century. So these are Chinese.
Okay.
And the question is, are they old or are they not? Right. So let's take a look. On the base, we see there's a square, and it's got 4 characters. And these 4 characters are important because they tell us this was made during the reign of the Qianlong Emperor, which dates from 1736 to 1795. All handmade, hand polished, hand blown, beautiful quality, very nice, and it's really unusual to find a pair. So that's good. And the other thing that I noticed immediately is there's a lot of chips on the base.
Yes.
And there's a big chip here on the top.
Right.
And you've watched the roadshow enough to know that chips and cracks are
no good.
They're no good. It doesn't help anything. On very thick pieces of glass like this, these chips, although they're unsightly, they don't really affect the stability and the overall integrity of the object.
Okay.
And if they're shallow chips, those can often be polished out.
Right.
Now, I don't advocate doing that on this because these are fairly deep chips.
Right.
And they certainly affect the value.
Yes.
But so I would say in the current condition of these, conservatively, and I'm going to give you an auction estimate.
Right.
And you can roughly double this for retail purposes, what you'd have to pay in a shop. At auction, these would sell for $4,000 to $6,000.
Wow.
As they are now. Okay? That's a lot of shotguns.
Yeah, it's a shotgun.
Okay. Now, if they were not
I hope my brother-in-law's watching.
I hope he's watching too. Now, if these were not chipped, $12,000 to $18,000.
Wow.